Sometimes, before a word is spoken, two hearts already know. Pause. Let this thought settle. Notice how it feels in your body. Consider the quiet spaces between thoughts. This is where connection often begins. Sometimes, before a word is spoken, two hearts already know. Sit with this thought for a moment. Feel the quiet stir within your chest as you breathe in and out. Imagine the stillness of a morning river, the way the water moves without hurry, without demand, yet reaches the stones and bends of the riverbank naturally. In the same way, the presence of another mind can touch yours without effort. This is the subtle resonance that exists when two people are thinking of each other, even when they are apart. It is quiet, almost invisible, yet profoundly real. Notice how even in silence, energy can speak more loudly than sound. Consider the times you have sat across from someone and felt a moment of perfect understanding, when no words were exchanged, but you both simply knew what the other was thinking. There is a clarity in this, a gentle confirmation that connection is not always made through speech or action. It is made first in awareness, in the quiet observation of presence. This subtle resonance requires attention. Most people rush past these moments, distracted by the noise of their thoughts or the pull of daily life. Yet the one who practices mindfulness will notice. They will sit quietly beside another, even for just a few breaths, and feel the vibrations of shared awareness. It is like placing your hand near a candle and sensing the warmth without touching the flame. The energy is there, it moves, it communicates. Practice this today. Spend a few minutes sitting quietly with someone you care for, or even alone, imagining their presence. Notice the sensations in your body. Is there a tightness in your chest, a sense of calm, an unexpected smile rising in your mind? These subtle shifts are the first signs of shared thought, and they invite you to observe without needing to act immediately. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this quiet knowing? Your heart is often more intuitive than your mind. It senses before your reasoning catches up. This is why sometimes you wake in the morning with a thought of someone, and the feeling lingers like a soft wind brushing your skin. You do not know why you think of them, yet the emotion is unmistakable. This intuition is a form of emotional discipline. It is the practice of listening, not reacting. Imagine a gardener noticing the first signs of spring. They do not rush to plant or water. They simply observe the tender shoots and acknowledge their presence. Similarly, when someone appears in your thoughts spontaneously, pause and observe. Do not judge why. Do not force a response. Allow the feeling to exist, like a guest passing through a quiet home. Journal this experience if you can. Write the first impression of the thought that comes to mind. Later, reflect. Does this feeling align with my own awareness, or is it simply a passing shadow? The practice of noticing these subtle stirrings trains the heart to understand connection without needing validation or immediate action. Energy is another way the universe communicates between people. Vibrations move faster than words. When someone is thinking of you, there is often a subtle shift in the air around you, a feeling you cannot explain logically. Like two tuning forks. If struck separately, but tuned to the same pitch, they will resonate with each other across the room. Energy is felt before it is seen, before it is named. When you become aware of this, you begin to notice more than just the obvious. You notice how someone's mood, even when they are not present, can affect your own. You feel their excitement, their tension, their calmness. It is a gentle reminder that the mind is never entirely private, and that attention carries a form of power, a silent bridge between hearts. To cultivate this awareness, pay attention to your body when thinking of someone. Notice a sudden warmth, a shiver, a racing heart, or the gentle settling of calm. These are subtle markers of the energy exchange that occurs naturally if you allow yourself to observe. Ask what sensations arise when I focus my attention on them. What does my body already know before my mind does? Consider, for a moment, the quiet exchanges that happen in everyday life. Perhaps you are walking through a park and a friend crosses your path without expecting you. You both pause, and the glance exchanged is fleeting, yet complete. In that moment, the connection is not made through words. It is made through awareness, through recognition, through energy. Life is full of these micro moments, and the disciplined heart learns to notice them. Even in the mundane, there is opportunity for connection if we practice presence. Take a few breaths today and remember a simple encounter that carried this weight of unspoken knowing. Reflect on how your awareness might deepen if you allow these moments to exist fully without rushing to interpretation. Our thoughts, like clouds, move across the sky of consciousness. Sometimes they collide, sometimes they mirror one another, and sometimes they simply pass by unnoticed. When you and another person are thinking of each other, there is often a reflection, a mirroring that happens spontaneously. Perhaps you reach for your phone at the same time. Perhaps you pause over a familiar question. Perhaps you find the same song in your mind. These coincidences are the universe's way of reminding us that minds can align even without deliberate intention. Observe these mirrored thoughts and see them as a reflection of clarity. When two people align in thought, there is a calmness, a soft harmony that arises. Practice noticing these reflections in your own life. Ask, what does this alignment tell me about my own awareness and presence in the world? Spontaneous memories appear when someone enters your mind without effort. The image, the sound, the smell, the touch, it arises naturally, as if the mind itself remembered before your conscious self did. Mindfulness allows you to notice these moments without chasing them. Imagine holding a cup of tea and suddenly recalling a shared laughter, the warmth of the cup in your hand echoing the warmth of the memory. These fleeting moments of recollection are subtle invitations to pay attention, to be aware of your inner world and how it intersects with others. Practice noticing these spontaneous appearances. Reflect on what they teach you about presence, about attention, about how easily the mind can drift toward connection without force. Mood waves, emotional tides, often rise when two hearts are attuned. Perhaps you notice sudden joy when thinking of someone, or a quiet longing, or even a serene calm. These emotional waves are not random. They are signs that hearts are resonating with one another. Emotional discipline allows you to feel these waves without being swept away. Imagine standing on the shore, watching the rhythm of the ocean. The waves touch you, move you, but you remain steady. Observe your emotions with curiosity rather than judgment. Ask, how does this feeling reflect my connection? And how can I maintain clarity while remaining open? This practice deepens the understanding of the invisible threads that connect minds and hearts across space and time. Subtle signals often accompany this shared awareness. A smile that lingers, a glance that catches and releases, a gesture that communicates more than words ever could. Energy flows in these micro moments with precision, revealing the depth of attention without the need for conversation. When you begin to notice these signals, life becomes more vivid, more alive. Practice observing these tiny markers in your daily life. Ask yourself, what is being communicated here without speech? How does my awareness change when I notice these delicate movements of energy? Dreams often carry the messages of the unconscious. When you dream of someone, even unexpectedly, it is an intimate dialogue of the mind and heart. Symbols, scenarios, and emotions in dreams reveal bonds that exist below the surface of everyday awareness. Keep a simple dream journal. Record any appearances of others, then reflect calmly. What is this dream teaching me about connection, about attention, about presence. Through this practice, you learn to read subtle signs, to notice the invisible currents that link hearts even while sleeping. Unexpected messages, words, or calls often arrive as if carried on the wind. Harmonious connection is rarely forced, it arrives naturally. When someone appears in thought and then in communication, it is a subtle reflection of attention aligning. Observe these moments without clinging, allowing the flow to exist naturally. Notice the timing, the tone, the resonance. Ask yourself, how do these signs guide my understanding of connection? How does awareness of these subtleties change how I move in relationship and in life? The shared curiosity that emerges between minds reflects mindfulness in action. You notice the same questions, wonder about the same things, or encounter ideas simultaneously. This is not coincidence but alignment. The practice of noticing shared curiosity invites reflection. Ask, what draws our attention together? How does awareness of these aligned thoughts cultivate a deeper sense of harmony and presence in your relationships? Inner stillness is the foundation for all these experiences. Calmness allows you to witness without reacting, to be aware without judgment. When your mind is aligned with another, quietness emerges. Like a pond reflecting the sky, clarity arises in stillness. Spend a few moments each day in silent observation, noticing the subtle signs of alignment. Ask, how does stillness reveal what my mind and heart already know? Time feels different when awareness is shared. Moments stretch and contract as if in response to connection. Energy flow shapes perception. Notice when time feels fluid around someone you are thinking of. Ask, how does this perception guide my understanding of attention and alignment? Awareness of this phenomenon nurtures patience, calm, and appreciation for the subtle rhythm of life. Repeated patterns appear when connection is deep. Behaviors, thoughts, and reactions echo across days and interactions. The practice is simple: observe without judgment, notice without clinging, reflect without analysis. Ask what patterns are emerging and what do they reveal about alignment in thought and heart. Recognizing these patterns develops insight, harmony, and emotional maturity. There is a subconscious pull that draws hearts together. It does not demand explanation. It does not seek justification. It is simply a quiet awareness of magnetic presence. Notice these subtle attractions. Reflect, how does this guidance shape your understanding of natural connection and attention? Awareness of this pull strengthens discernment, balance, and clarity in relationships. Sympathetic reactions emerge instantly. You feel joy, sadness, or tension in response to another's state. Emotional mirroring is the mind's way of noticing without words. Practice observing these responses. Ask, how can I remain present and aware while honoring my own emotional center? This cultivates empathy, patience, and emotional discipline. Even when absent, a lingering presence remains. Awareness and energy do not vanish with physical separation. This subtle residue of attention offers a gentle reminder. Connection is not bound by space. Pause and feel the quiet influence of those you care for. Ask, how does this awareness shape my own emotional presence? The practice nurtures patience, clarity, and appreciation for subtle energies. Serene acceptance allows connection to flourish naturally. Effort is not always necessary. Awareness is enough. Some hearts find each other without struggle, like rivers meeting at a confluence. Observe this quiet unfolding. Ask, how can I cultivate patience, openness, and respect for natural alignment in my relationships? Energy flows, hearts resonate, and presence deepens when acceptance guides attention. Shared thoughts often mirror our internal reflections. Sometimes we experience moments where our mind aligns with another without any plan or expectation. It may happen when you think of someone at the exact time they are reaching for you, or when the same idea arises simultaneously in two separate lives. This alignment is not coincidence. It is clarity emerging from awareness. Like a mirror reflecting sunlight, these shared thoughts illuminate the quiet spaces between hearts. Notice this in your own life. Consider the times when someone entered your thoughts unexpectedly, and later you realized that they were thinking of you too. The mind, when attentive, has a natural way of resonating with the presence of others. It is gentle, subtle, and often unnoticed if one is distracted by the rush of daily life. Take a moment each day to reflect on these coincidences. Ask yourself, what does this synchronicity reveal about the rhythm of my attention and the depth of my awareness? Repeated encounters often carry a significance that goes beyond surface interaction. You may notice someone appearing in your life more frequently than expected. On a walk, in a store, or even in shared routines. These moments are subtle invitations to mindfulness, to recognize the energy that flows between you. Harmonious relationships often reveal themselves through these seemingly random meetings. Like petals floating on a stream, you and another may drift near each other effortlessly, guided by currents unseen. When you notice these encounters, practice observing them fully. Reflect on the patterns, the timing, and your own feelings in the moment. Ask, how does this awareness deepen my understanding of connection and presence? Each repeated appearance is a gentle reminder that attention and awareness are mirrored, even when communication is minimal. Memories can surface spontaneously, without conscious effort, often carrying the energy of connection. Perhaps you are performing a simple task, brewing tea, or walking through a familiar street, and suddenly someone appears in your mind. These spontaneous memories are a form of mindfulness, the mind drawing attention to what matters without coercion. Notice these moments. Observe how the memory arrives. Does it bring warmth, longing, joy, or calm? These subtle signs offer insight into the emotional resonance shared between people. You might recall a shared laugh, a gesture, or a quiet conversation. Allow the memory to exist fully. Do not chase it or push it away. Journaling these experiences can be a powerful practice. Write down what comes to mind, then return later, observe patterns, energy, and the subtle ways connection manifests. Ask yourself, what can I learn from the effortless return of someone to my awareness? How does this memory shape my emotional clarity and understanding of presence? Emotional waves often emerge when two hearts are tuned to each other. You may notice sudden joy, subtle tension, or calmness, even in the absence of direct contact. These waves are not random. They are reflections of alignment in thought and feeling. Emotional discipline is the practice of noticing without being swept away. Imagine standing at the edge of the ocean, feeling each wave pass without losing balance. Observe the ebb and flow of feelings in response to another's energy. Ask, how do these waves teach me about my own sensitivity, my own attention, and the natural resonance between minds? Recognizing these emotional patterns allows you to cultivate patience, empathy, and awareness, deepening the subtle art of shared consciousness. Small gestures often carry more meaning than overt communication. A fleeting glance, the curve of a smile, or the pause before speaking can reveal layers of awareness that words cannot capture. Energy flows in these micro moments with clarity. When you learn to notice subtle signals, the world becomes richer and relationships gain depth. Consider the way a friend tilts their head when recalling a memory, or the way someone's eyes light up unexpectedly. These gestures are quiet invitations to attention. Practice observing without judgment. Ask, what is being communicated here through presence alone? How can I respond with awareness rather than expectation? By tuning into these small cues, you cultivate a refined sense of perception and a deeper understanding of mutual attention. Unexpected dreams can carry messages from the unconscious mind. When someone appears in your dreams, it is often a reflection of emotional or mental alignment. Symbols, scenarios, and the tone of dreams reveal the subtle bonds between hearts that go unnoticed in waking life. Keep a simple journal of these nocturnal experiences. Observe recurring figures, themes, or emotions. Reflect on what these dream appearances reveal about connection, awareness, and personal energy. Consider a dream where you are walking through a garden and someone familiar is present without explanation. The way they move, the light around them, or even the silence may reveal something your conscious mind has yet to notice. Ask, how does this dream illuminate my understanding of attention, care, and presence? Paying attention to these signs nurtures insight, mindfulness, and clarity in both waking and sleeping states. Serendipitous messages often arrive as if carried by the rhythm of attention itself. A text, a call, a note, or even a small gesture may occur unexpectedly, reflecting the focus and energy between two minds. Harmonious relationships do not require force. They appear naturally when awareness aligns. Notice the timing and manner of these communications. Observe the subtle ways they reinforce attention and recognition. Ask yourself, how does this presence, however fleeting, guide my understanding of shared thought? By observing without expectation, you learn to honor the subtle currents of energy that connect people, allowing awareness to guide relationship naturally. Shared curiosity often manifests as simultaneous attention to similar questions, topics, or ideas. You may notice that both of you ponder the same thought at the same time, or explore similar paths of inquiry. This is mindfulness at work, awareness aligning across minds. Observe these moments without judgment or analysis. Ask, how does noticing shared curiosity deepen my perception of connection and presence? Reflect on the ways attention shapes understanding and strengthens harmony, even when unspoken. This practice fosters attentiveness, patience, and respect for the subtle ways in which minds can align naturally. Inner stillness is the foundation of observing connection. When you cultivate calm and quiet, the mind becomes receptive to subtle awareness. Presence arises not from force, but from openness. Even when thoughts race, you can find a center, a quiet space from which to observe without attachment. Sit for a few moments each day in this inner stillness. Notice the subtle ways another's energy enters your awareness. Ask, how does calm observation reveal alignment that is not immediately visible? The practice of inner stillness deepens clarity, enhances perception, and allows connection to emerge organically. Time itself seems to change when awareness is shared. Moments stretch or contract, and the ordinary becomes infused with subtle meaning. Energy flow shapes perception, and the rhythm of attention guides the experience of time. Notice when time feels elongated or compressed in the presence of another thought or awareness. Ask, how does this shifting perception reveal the depth of attention and the subtleties of alignment? By observing the fluidity of time, you cultivate patience, presence, and appreciation for the quiet harmony of shared consciousness. Repeated patterns emerge when attention is aligned. Certain gestures, thoughts, or reactions recur, signaling a deeper connection. Observation without judgment allows insight into these patterns. Ask, what is being reflected in these repetitions? How does awareness of recurring moments guide understanding of shared attention? Recognizing these patterns fosters insight, patience, and emotional balance, allowing relationships to unfold naturally and harmoniously. Subtle, subconscious pulls draw people together. These attractions are rarely conscious or logical. They are the quiet guidance of energy, attention, and presence. Notice these pulls without forcing action or expectation. Ask, what can I learn from this natural alignment? How does awareness of magnetic presence strengthen patience, clarity, and discernment? Observing these forces cultivates respect for natural flow and the gentle guidance of attention. Empathy emerges spontaneously when hearts are aligned. Sympathetic reactions, even in small degrees, reflect the natural mirroring of emotional states. When another experiences joy or sorrow, you may feel a reflection of it within yourself. Observe this without judgment. Ask, how can I honor these responses while remaining balanced and clear? Practicing awareness of emotional mirroring cultivates insight, empathy, and emotional discipline, strengthening the subtle bonds of understanding. Even when apart, the presence of another lingers. Awareness, attention, and energy do not vanish simply because physical proximity ends. Feel the quiet touch of someone's attention across distance. Reflect on the ways their presence subtly influences your mood, thoughts, and sensations. Ask, how does this lingering awareness deepen my understanding of attention and connection? Observing this presence nurtures patience, clarity, and appreciation for subtle energies that operate beyond immediate perception. Serene acceptance allows connections to unfold naturally. Some relationships find harmony without effort or expectation. Like rivers converging effortlessly, hearts align without force. Observe this quiet unfolding. Ask, how can I cultivate patience, openness, and respect for natural alignment in my awareness and in relationships? Awareness of this ease fosters calm, clarity, and the gentle flow of energy between people, enhancing the natural rhythm of connection. Connection often reveals itself in the quietest of moments. When attention is soft yet focused, you may notice a thought arising, unbidden, about someone who is also thinking of you at that precise moment. This is not a coincidence, but a subtle dance of awareness, like the wind brushing through leaves, creating a harmony that is felt rather than seen. Consider these moments in your own life. Notice when they arise. Allow your awareness to rest on the sensation, the warmth, or the subtle stirring in your chest. Ask yourself, what does this reveal about attention, energy, and the natural rhythm of human connection? Observing these small alignments cultivates mindfulness and deepens understanding of subtle bonds. Sometimes, gestures are the language of presence. A brief smile, a lingering glance, or a quiet nod can communicate more than elaborate words. These micro gestures carry energy, intention, and attention simultaneously. Imagine watching a leaf float on a gentle stream. Each ripple, each movement, communicates the unseen currents beneath. In the same way, small gestures between people communicate alignment and awareness. Observe without analyzing, without anticipating a response. Notice how your body responds, how your mind registers these quiet signals. Ask what is being conveyed through presence alone, and how does this shape my understanding of connection? Practicing this awareness strengthens perception, patience, and emotional clarity. Energy flows more swiftly than language. When someone is thinking of you, their presence may ripple across the subtle field of awareness. A sudden warmth, a tingling sensation, or a quiet sense of calm may arise, often before any words are exchanged. This energy is like sunlight passing through the branches of a tree, soft, diffused, and illuminating without force. Practice noticing these subtle signals. Sit quietly and reflect what sensations arise when I think of another person or when their presence enters my awareness. By observing these signs, you cultivate discernment, sensitivity, and emotional discipline, allowing energy to guide perception rather than the mind's compulsive interpretation. Shared attention can manifest in synchrony of action. Perhaps you both reach for a cup of tea. At the same time, glance at a similar object or pause for a thought simultaneously. These alignments are natural markers of resonance and awareness. Imagine two dancers moving in harmony, not planning each step, but responding to the rhythm of the music together. Observing these patterns teaches patience, attentiveness, and a sense of harmony that emerges effortlessly. Ask, how does noticing this alignment inform my understanding of natural connection and the subtleties of presence? Reflecting in this way nurtures clarity, appreciation, and emotional intelligence. Memories often appear spontaneously when someone's energy is present in your awareness. Perhaps you are performing a daily task, walking through familiar spaces, or simply sitting in quiet contemplation, and suddenly a memory of another person rises unbidden. These recollections carry emotional resonance, subtle energy, and a gentle reminder of connection. Observe the sensation accompanying the memory. Is it warmth, tension, or calm? Allow the memory to exist without chasing it or pushing it away. Journaling can capture these subtle movements, providing insight into patterns, resonance, and shared attention. Ask, how does this memory illuminate presence and alignment in my own awareness? Reflecting this way deepens emotional clarity, patience, and mindfulness. Emotions are an unspoken language of resonance. Joy, sadness, calm, or subtle tension may rise in response to someone's presence or thought. These emotional currents are natural reflections of connection, yet they require discipline to notice without being swept away. Imagine standing on the shore of a quiet lake, feeling the gentle ripples against your feet. The water does not demand your control, it simply moves naturally. In the same way, observe the emotional ripples that arise within you when thinking of another. Ask, how do these feelings guide my awareness and deepen my understanding of subtle connection? Recognizing these currents nurtures emotional intelligence, patience, and clarity. Dreams provide another lens for observing shared attention. When someone appears in your dreams, it is a reflection of alignment at a deeper subconscious level. Symbols, scenarios, and emotions in dreams carry messages that can illuminate the subtleties of connection beyond conscious thought. Keep a dream journal. Record the appearances, feelings, and interactions you notice. Reflect on what these dream experiences suggest about attention, energy, and presence. Ask, how can observing these subtle signs deepen my understanding of connection and resonance? Awareness cultivated through dreams nurtures insight, mindfulness, and harmony in relationships. Unexpected communication often mirrors subtle alignment. A text, a call, or a small gesture may arrive exactly when attention is shared, appearing almost as if guided by unseen forces. Observe the timing, tone, and nature of these interactions. Notice how natural alignment and awareness manifest without effort. Ask, how does this observation inform my understanding of presence, attention, and subtle energy? By recognizing these moments without expectation, you cultivate patience, sensitivity, and deeper perception of the invisible threads connecting people. Curiosity shared across minds often manifests spontaneously. You may notice that you both are drawn to the same ideas, questions, or moments simultaneously. This natural alignment is a sign of attention connecting beyond conscious thought. Observe these shared curiosities without judgment. Ask, what does this reveal about resonance, presence, and shared awareness? Reflecting on shared attention fosters mindfulness, harmony, and subtle understanding, allowing connection to unfold organically. Stillness enhances perception. When your mind is calm, subtle signs of attention and energy become more visible. Even amidst daily busyness, cultivating moments of quiet allows you to observe the gentle rhythms of thought and presence. Practice sitting quietly for a few minutes each day. Notice how thoughts of others arise, how energy flows, and how awareness shifts. Ask, how does stillness reveal subtle alignment that would otherwise go unnoticed? Cultivating inner quiet strengthens mindfulness, clarity, and emotional discipline. Time often transforms when awareness is shared. Moments may stretch, compress, or carry subtle significance. Energy and attention shape perception, revealing the delicate rhythm of connection. Notice when time feels different around someone you think of or encounter. Ask, how does this perception reflect alignment, energy, and subtle awareness? Observing these shifts fosters patience, appreciation, and gentle understanding of the natural flow of attention and connection. Patterns of thought and behavior emerge when attention is aligned. Certain gestures, reactions, or tendencies repeat naturally, reflecting resonance. Observing without judgment allows insight into subtle connection. Ask, what do these repeated patterns reveal about attention and shared awareness? Recognizing these repetitions nurtures clarity, patience, and understanding, allowing relationships to unfold in natural harmony. Subtle attractions often guide hearts together. These draws operate beyond conscious reasoning and appear naturally, gently, and without force. Observe these pulls without expectation or control. Ask, what can I learn from this alignment? Awareness of subtle attraction cultivates discernment, patience, and clarity, strengthening the natural flow of energy and attention in relationships. Empathy emerges when hearts align. Feeling another's joy, sadness, or tension is a reflection of resonance. Observe these emotional reflections without judgment, noting how your body and mind respond. Ask, how can I honor these mirrored feelings while maintaining balance and clarity? Practicing awareness of empathetic resonance deepens emotional intelligence, patience, and understanding of subtle connection. Presence lingers even in absence. Awareness and energy persist beyond physical proximity. Pause and sense the quiet touch of someone's attention. Reflect on how this lingering presence shapes your thoughts, emotions, and energy. Ask, how does this awareness deepen my understanding of connection? Observing this subtle energy nurtures patience, clarity, and appreciation for the invisible currents that connect people. Acceptance allows connection to unfold naturally. Some hearts find harmony effortlessly, without effort or manipulation. Like rivers converging along their natural path, energy aligns without resistance. Observe this natural flow. Ask, how can I cultivate patience, openness, and respect for alignment in relationships? Awareness of this gentle unfolding fosters calm, clarity, and the natural rhythm of presence. Energy communicates more clearly than words. Subtle shifts in thought, emotion, or attention signal alignment. Like sunlight filtering through leaves, energy illuminates without force. Observe these shifts and consider what they reveal about connection. Ask, what is being communicated through energy, and how does this deepen my awareness? Observing subtle movements strengthens perception, emotional clarity, and attunement to the rhythms of attention. Spontaneous insight arises naturally when minds align. You may suddenly understand another's feelings, anticipate needs, or recognize subtle cues without direct interaction. These moments of clarity emerge from alignment in thought and energy. Notice without judgment. Ask, what does this insight teach me about presence, attention, and subtle resonance? Awareness of these spontaneous insights cultivates mindfulness, intuition, and harmony in relationships. Patience accompanies awareness. Connection unfolds subtly, quietly, and without force. Observing without expectation, noticing without clinging, and reflecting without judgment allow alignment and resonance to emerge naturally. Each shared thought, subtle gesture, and mirrored emotion provides an opportunity to cultivate presence, understanding, and emotional clarity. Ask, how can patience and awareness deepen the quality of connection and harmony in my life? Sometimes, the most profound connections arise in silence. You may find yourself thinking of someone at the exact moment they are thinking of you, and there is no need for words, messages, or gestures. The mind and heart communicate effortlessly when attention aligns. Consider the feeling of a soft breeze brushing across your skin, bringing the scent of a distant flower. It is gentle, subtle, and yet unmistakably present. Pause and reflect. What does this tell you about the invisible currents that connect human hearts? Observing these quiet alignments cultivates awareness and strengthens your sensitivity to subtle communication. Awareness often begins with noticing the smallest of gestures. A fleeting smile, a slight tilt of the head, or the way someone pauses mid-thought can convey attention and presence without language. These micro moments carry meaning and energy, revealing alignment between minds. Imagine watching the ripples on a still pond. Each small movement reflects the wind, the light, and the presence of unseen forces. Observing gestures in this way teaches you patience, sensitivity, and emotional clarity. Ask, what is being communicated through these small signs, and how does my awareness shift in response? Practicing this observation fosters mindfulness and deepens relational understanding. Energy often moves faster than words. You may sense someone's presence before they speak, feel their attention even before contact is made. This energy is like sunlight filtering through the trees in the early morning, soft, diffused, illuminating the path without demand. Notice the sensations that arise in your body when thinking of someone or when their attention reaches you. Perhaps your chest feels lighter, your mind more alert, or a gentle warmth spreads through your being. These are subtle markers of alignment and connection. Sit quietly and reflect. What does this sensation teach about attention, energy, and presence? Awareness of these moments strengthens perception, emotional clarity, and intuitive understanding. Moments of synchrony often appear unexpectedly. Perhaps you reach for a cup at the same time someone else does, or laugh at the same thought simultaneously. These moments are markers of resonance, showing that attention and energy can align naturally. Like two dancers moving in harmony without rehearsing, awareness finds its own rhythm. Observe these synchronies without forcing meaning or interpretation. Ask, how do these moments reflect the natural alignment of attention and presence? Reflection on synchrony cultivates mindfulness, patience, and harmony, allowing relationships to unfold effortlessly. Memories often appear spontaneously when someone's energy enters your awareness. A simple scent, a familiar street, or an everyday object can bring a vivid recollection of another. These memories carry energy, emotion, and subtle connection across time. Observe the sensations and emotions accompanying these recollections. Perhaps warmth, calm, or a gentle longing arises. Allow these feelings to exist fully without attempting to control them. Journaling these moments can reveal patterns and deepen insight into alignment and presence. Ask, how does this spontaneous recollection illuminate connection and awareness? Observing memory nurtures emotional clarity, patience, and subtle perception. Emotions often signal alignment before thought does. Joy, calm, tension, or longing can appear subtly in response to someone's presence or thought. These emotional waves are reflections of resonance and energy. Imagine standing by the shore of a quiet river, feeling the gentle current against your feet. You do not control the water, you simply notice it. Observe emotional waves in the same way, notice them, acknowledge them, and allow them to pass. Ask, how do these emotions inform my understanding of subtle connection and attention? Emotional observation strengthens self-awareness, patience, and clarity. Dreams often provide insight into subconscious alignment. When someone appears in your dreams, it reflects resonance beyond conscious awareness. Symbols, scenarios, and emotions in dreams carry subtle messages about connection. Keep a dream journal and record these experiences. Reflect on what they reveal about attention, presence, and subtle energy. Ask, how does observing these dream alignments deepen my understanding of resonance and shared awareness? Practicing dream reflection nurtures mindfulness, insight, and harmony with subtle currents of connection. Unexpected communication often mirrors attention and alignment. A text, a call, or a small gesture may arrive precisely when attention is shared. These moments are not coincidental. They reflect the natural flow of awareness between minds. Observe the timing, tone, and subtle qualities of these communications. Ask, what does this reveal about attention, presence, and energy between us? Observing these moments cultivates patience, sensitivity, and awareness of subtle relational patterns. Shared curiosity frequently arises spontaneously. You may both notice the same ideas, questions, or details at the same time. This alignment is a reflection of attentiveness and shared energy. Observe without expectation. Ask, what does this teach me about subtle resonance and connection? Reflecting on shared curiosity fosters mindfulness, attunement, and harmonious interaction, allowing relationships to deepen naturally. Stillness enhances perception of subtle alignment. When your mind is calm, energy and attention can be sensed clearly. Even during busy days, taking moments of inner quiet allows observation of the gentle rhythms of thought and awareness. Practice sitting quietly each day, noticing how attention shifts, how energy flows, and how connections emerge naturally. Ask, how does stillness reveal subtle alignment that might otherwise go unnoticed? Inner stillness strengthens mindfulness, presence, and emotional clarity. Time perception changes when awareness is shared. Moments may feel elongated, compressed, or carry unique significance. Energy and attention subtly shape these experiences. Notice when time feels different around someone you are thinking of or observing. Ask, what does this perception reveal about subtle alignment and resonance? Observing shifts in time perception cultivates patience, presence, and gentle understanding of the natural flow of connection. Patterns emerge naturally in thought, gesture, and interaction. Repeated behaviors, tendencies, or reactions reveal alignment and subtle resonance. Observing without judgment allows insight into connection and energy. Ask, what do these patterns teach me about shared attention and awareness? Recognizing repeated behaviors nurtures clarity, patience, and understanding, allowing natural harmony to develop. Subtle attraction often guides hearts without conscious intention. These gentle draws operate quietly and naturally. Observe without forcing outcomes. Ask, what can I learn from this natural alignment? Awareness of subtle attraction cultivates discernment, patience, and clarity, strengthening harmony between attention, energy, and presence. Empathy arises naturally when hearts are attuned. Feeling another's emotions without direct communication reflects resonance. Observe these feelings without judgment, noticing the influence on your body and mind. Ask, how can I honor these mirrored emotions while maintaining clarity? Practicing empathetic awareness strengthens emotional intelligence, patience, and subtle understanding of connection. Presence persists even in absence. Awareness and energy extend beyond physical proximity. Pause to sense the quiet trace of another's attention. Reflect on how this lingering presence shapes your thoughts, emotions, and awareness. Ask, how does this subtle energy deepen understanding of connection? Observing this lingering presence nurtures patience, clarity, and sensitivity to invisible currents of attention. Acceptance allows relationships to unfold naturally. Alignment occurs without force, manipulation, or expectation. Like rivers converging along their natural course, energy and attention find their path effortlessly. Observe this process without interference. Ask, how can I cultivate patience, openness, and respect for natural alignment? Awareness of this gentle flow fosters calm, clarity, and the natural rhythm of connection. Energy often communicates more clearly than words. Subtle shifts in thought, emotion, or attention signal alignment. Like the first rays of dawn illuminating a quiet landscape, energy conveys information effortlessly. Observe these subtle shifts and ask, what is being communicated through energy, and how does this deepen awareness? Observing energy strengthens perception, emotional clarity, and attunement to the rhythms of connection. Spontaneous insight occurs when minds align. You may suddenly understand another's feelings, anticipate needs, or recognize subtle cues without conscious effort. These moments arise naturally from alignment in energy and attention. Observe these insights without analysis or expectation. Ask, what does this teach me about presence, resonance, and subtle connection? Awareness of spontaneous understanding cultivates mindfulness, intuition, and harmony in relationships. Patience accompanies awareness. Subtle connections unfold slowly, quietly, and without force. Observing without expectation, noticing without clinging, and reflecting without judgment allows resonance to emerge naturally. Each shared thought, micro, gesture, or mirrored emotion provides an opportunity to cultivate presence, understanding, and emotional clarity. Ask, how can patience and awareness deepen the quality of connection and harmony in my life? Connection is not always loud or visible. Often it moves quietly beneath the surface. You may sense someone thinking of you through a fleeting feeling, an unspoken nudge, or a moment of clarity that appears in your mind. These subtle cues are like the first rays of dawn brushing the horizon, gentle yet unmistakable. Consider these moments in your own life. Observe the sensations that arise. Notice the subtle stirrings in your heart, the lightness in your chest, or the awareness that emerges without words. Ask yourself, what does this teach me about attention, presence, and the invisible currents that connect people? Observing these subtle alignments cultivates mindfulness, discernment, and a refined sensitivity to relational energy. Small gestures often speak more than long conversations. A glance, a brief smile, or a quiet pause can communicate alignment and attention more profoundly than words ever could. These micro moments reflect shared energy and presence. Imagine a leaf drifting on a calm pond. Its movement conveys the currents beneath, unseen but real. Similarly, observe the gestures of others without rushing to interpret them or seeking immediate understanding. Ask, what do these micro signals reveal about resonance and alignment in relationships? Practicing this observation nurtures patience, presence, and emotional clarity. Energy flows faster than thought or speech. You may feel another's attention or presence before they make contact. This energy is like sunlight passing through trees, illuminating spaces gently without force. Notice the physical sensations in your body when someone enters your awareness. Perhaps your chest feels warm, your mind sharpens, or a sense of calm arises. These sensations are subtle indicators of resonance. Sit quietly and reflect. What does this reveal about alignment, attention, and the movement of energy between minds? Awareness of these currents strengthens perception, intuition, and emotional discipline. Synchrony manifests naturally in action. Perhaps you laugh at the same thought, reach for the same object simultaneously, or pause in shared reflection. These alignments are markers of resonance, showing how attention and awareness can harmonize effortlessly. Like two dancers responding to the rhythm of the same music, shared attention creates harmony without planning or effort. Observe these moments without judgment. Ask, how does this natural rhythm reflect deeper connection and alignment? Reflection on synchrony nurtures patience, awareness, and emotional attunement. Memory plays a role in subtle communication. A sudden recollection may arise. A past conversation, a shared experience, or a small detail that reminds you of another's presence. These memories carry energy and emotion beyond time and space. Notice the emotions accompanying spontaneous recollections. Are they warmth, calm, or gentle tension? Allow the memory to exist fully without trying to control it. Journaling these moments helps track patterns and deepens insight into subtle alignment. Ask, how do these spontaneous recollections illuminate connection and shared awareness? Observing memory nurtures emotional clarity, mindfulness, and patience. Emotions reflect the energy of connection. Joy, longing, calm, or subtle tension may arise naturally in response to someone else's presence or thought. These emotional waves are indicators of resonance, yet they require discipline to observe without being swept away. Imagine standing by a river, feeling the gentle current move against your feet. You do not control it, you simply notice its flow. In the same way, observe emotions as they arise. Ask, how do these currents inform my understanding of connection and subtle awareness? Awareness of emotional waves fosters patience, clarity, and emotional intelligence. Dreams reveal subconscious alignment. When someone appears in your dreams, it reflects shared energy and attention at a deeper level. Symbols, interactions, and feelings in dreams carry insight about connection beyond conscious thought. Keep a dream journal to record experiences, noting patterns, emotions, and recurring figures. Reflect on what these dream encounters suggest about attention, energy, and presence. Ask, how does observing dreams deepen understanding of resonance and subtle communication? Awareness cultivated through dreams fosters mindfulness, insight, and harmonious perception. Unexpected communication often signals alignment. A message, call, or gesture may arrive at the precise moment attention is shared. These moments reflect natural resonance, not mere coincidence. Observe the timing, tone, and quality of interactions. Ask, how does this reveal the flow of attention and subtle energy between us? Recognizing these moments strengthens patience, awareness, and sensitivity to relational patterns, allowing natural harmony to flourish. Shared curiosity often emerges spontaneously. You may notice that you and another person are drawn to the same thoughts, ideas, or observations simultaneously. This is a reflection of attentiveness and energy alignment. Observe these moments without expectation. Ask, what do shared curiosities teach me about resonance, presence, and connection? Reflection on shared curiosity nurtures mindfulness, subtle awareness, and harmonious interaction. Stillness allows perception of subtle alignment. When the mind is quiet, energy, attention, and subtle signals become more noticeable. Even amidst daily activity, cultivate moments of inner stillness. Practice sitting quietly for a few minutes each day, observing thoughts, emotions, and energy as they arise. Ask, how does stillness reveal alignment that might otherwise go unnoticed? Inner calm strengthens presence, clarity, and emotional attunement. Time is perceived differently when attention is shared. Moments may feel elongated, compressed, or carry quiet significance. Energy subtly shapes experience. Notice when time feels altered around someone you are thinking of or observing. Ask, what does this perception reveal about alignment and resonance? Observing shifts in temporal awareness nurtures patience, presence, and understanding of subtle relational dynamics. Patterns emerge naturally in thought, behavior, and interaction. Repetition of gestures, expressions, or reactions indicates alignment and shared energy. Observe without judgment. Ask, what do these patterns reveal about connection and attention? Recognizing recurring patterns cultivates emotional clarity, awareness, and patience, allowing relationships to develop in natural harmony. Subtle attraction often guides hearts quietly. Draws between people appear naturally and without conscious intention. Observe these inclinations without forcing outcomes. Ask, what can I learn from this alignment? Awareness of subtle attraction strengthens discernment, patience, and clarity, supporting natural resonance and authentic connection. Empathy arises when hearts align. Feeling another's joy, sadness, or tension without direct interaction reflects resonance. Observe these emotional reflections, noting how they affect your mind and body. Ask, how can I honor these mirrored emotions while maintaining clarity and balance? Practicing empathetic awareness nurtures emotional intelligence, patience, and subtle understanding of connection. Presence remains even in absence. awareness and energy extend beyond physical proximity. Pause and sense the quiet touch of someone's attention. Reflect on how this lingering presence influences your thoughts, emotions, and awareness. Ask, how does noticing this subtle energy deepen understanding of connection? Observing this presence nurtures patience, sensitivity, and appreciation for the invisible currents linking people. Acceptance allows connections to unfold naturally. Alignment occurs without effort, manipulation, or expectation. Like rivers merging along their natural course, energy finds its path effortlessly. Observe this flow without interference. Ask, how can I cultivate patience, openness, and respect for natural alignment? Awareness of this gentle movement fosters calm, clarity, and a natural rhythm in relationships. Energy often communicates more clearly than words. Subtle shifts in thought, emotion, or attention signal alignment. Like sunlight illuminating a quiet landscape, energy conveys meaning effortlessly. Observe these shifts and ask what is being communicated through energy, and how does this deepen awareness? Awareness of energy strengthens perception, emotional clarity, and attunement to the rhythms of connection. Spontaneous insight arises when minds are aligned. You may suddenly understand another's feelings, anticipate needs, or recognize subtle cues without conscious effort. These insights emerge naturally from alignment in energy and attention. Observe them without judgment or expectation. Ask, what does this teach about presence, resonance, and subtle connection? Awareness of spontaneous understanding cultivates mindfulness, intuition, and harmony in relationships. Patience accompanies awareness. Subtle connection unfolds slowly and quietly without force. Observing without expectation, noticing without clinging, and reflecting without judgment allow resonance to emerge naturally. Each shared thought, micro, gesture, or mirrored emotion offers an opportunity to cultivate presence, understanding, and emotional clarity. Ask, how can patience and awareness deepen the quality of connection and harmony in my life? Sometimes, connection arises in the quietest of moments when attention aligns without words or gestures. You may notice a thought of someone crossing your mind, only to realize they are thinking of you at that same instant. These moments are subtle, yet profound, like the soft vibration of wind moving through bamboo, creating a resonance felt rather than seen. Consider these moments in your own life. Observe the sensations that arise, the lightness in your chest, the subtle awareness that something unseen has shifted. Ask yourself, what does this reveal about the invisible threads that link attention and energy between people? Observing these gentle alignments cultivates mindfulness, discernment, and a refined perception of presence. Small gestures often communicate more than long explanations. A fleeting glance, a quiet nod, or a slight smile carries energy and intention. These micro moments are subtle markers of alignment, revealing resonance without explicit communication. Imagine watching ripples on a calm lake. Each disturbance reflects the unseen movements beneath the surface. Observe gestures in relationships with this awareness without the need to interpret or control. Ask, what is being expressed through these small actions, and how does my attention respond? Practicing this observation nurtures patience, emotional clarity, and sensitivity to energy. Energy moves faster than thought or speech. You may sense another's presence, attention, or thought before any words are exchanged. This energy is gentle, like sunlight filtering through morning mist, illuminating without force. Notice how your body responds when someone enters your awareness. A warmth in your chest, heightened alertness, or subtle calm. These sensations are markers of resonance, guiding attention beyond conscious reasoning. Sit quietly and reflect. What does this reveal about alignment, awareness, and the natural flow of energy between minds? Observing these currents strengthens perception, intuition, and emotional discipline. Moments of synchrony often arise spontaneously. You may reach for a cup, laugh at the same thought, or pause together without planning. These alignments demonstrate resonance, showing that attention and awareness can harmonize naturally. Like dancers responding to the same music, shared energy creates harmony effortlessly. Observe these moments without seeking meaning or forcing interpretation. Ask, how does this natural rhythm reflect connection and subtle alignment? Reflection on synchrony nurtures mindfulness, patience, and emotional attunement. Memories often arise spontaneously when someone's energy enters awareness. A familiar scent, street, or object may trigger recollection of another. These memories carry emotion, energy, and resonance across time. Notice the emotions accompanying such recollections: warmth, calm, or subtle tension. Allow them to exist fully without attempting control. Journaling these moments helps track patterns and deepens understanding of shared awareness. Ask, how do these spontaneous memories illuminate connection and subtle presence? Observing memory fosters clarity, patience, and emotional understanding. Emotions serve as a language of resonance. Subtle waves of joy, longing, calm, or tension often emerge in response to another's presence or thought. These emotional currents are natural reflections of alignment. Imagine standing by a quiet stream, feeling the current brush against your feet. You do not control the water, you simply notice its movement. Observe emotions in the same way. Ask, how do these emotional waves guide awareness and understanding of subtle connection? Awareness of emotions cultivates patience, clarity, and emotional intelligence. Dreams offer insight into subconscious alignment. When someone appears in a dream, it reflects shared energy and attention at a level deeper than conscious thought. Symbols, scenarios, and feelings carry subtle messages. Maintain a dream journal to record encounters, noting patterns and emotions. Reflect on what these dream alignments reveal about attention, energy, and presence. Ask, how does observing dreams deepen understanding of resonance and shared awareness? Awareness through dreams strengthens mindfulness, insight, and harmony with subtle currents of connection. Unexpected communication often signals alignment. A call, message, or gesture may arrive precisely when attention is shared. These moments are not random, but reflect natural resonance. Observe timing, tone, and quality without expectation. Ask, what does this reveal about attention, energy, and subtle relational currents? Recognizing these moments cultivates sensitivity, patience, and awareness of subtle patterns, fostering harmony in connection. Shared curiosity frequently emerges spontaneously. You may notice that you and another person are drawn to the same ideas, questions, or observations simultaneously. This is a reflection of attentiveness and energy alignment. Observe without expectation or judgment. Ask, what do shared curiosities reveal about resonance, attention, and presence? Reflection on shared curiosity nurtures mindfulness, subtle awareness, and natural harmony in relationships. Stillness enhances perception of alignment. When the mind is calm, energy and attention become more visible. Even during busy days, taking moments of inner quiet allows observation of subtle rhythms in thought and awareness. Practice sitting quietly each day, noticing how thoughts, emotions, and energy emerge. Ask, how does stillness reveal subtle alignment that might otherwise go unnoticed? Inner quiet strengthens presence, clarity, and emotional attunement. Time is perceived differently when attention is shared. Moments may feel longer, shorter, or carry unique significance. Energy shapes perception subtly. Notice when time feels altered around someone you are observing or thinking of. Ask, what does this reveal about subtle alignment and resonance? Observing shifts in temporal awareness cultivates patience, mindfulness, and gentle understanding of relational dynamics. Patterns naturally emerge in thought, gesture, and interaction. Repeated behaviors or reactions signal alignment and shared energy. Observe without judgment. Ask, what do these recurring patterns reveal about connection and attention? Recognizing patterns nurtures clarity, patience, and insight, allowing relationships to develop harmoniously over time. Subtle attraction guides hearts quietly. Draws appear naturally, without conscious control. Observe inclinations without forcing outcomes. Ask, what can I learn from this alignment? Awareness of subtle attractions strengthens discernment, patience, and clarity, supporting natural resonance and authentic connection. Empathy manifests when hearts align. Feeling another's joy, sadness, or tension without direct communication reflects resonance. Observe these mirrored emotions, noting their impact on mind and body. Ask, how can I honor these feelings while maintaining balance and clarity? Awareness of empathetic resonance strengthens emotional intelligence, patience, and subtle understanding of connection. Presence persists in absence. Awareness and energy continue beyond physical proximity. Pause to sense the quiet trace of another's attention. Reflect on how this lingering presence influences thoughts, emotions, and perception. Ask, how does noticing subtle energy deepen understanding of connection? Observing lingering presence nurtures patience, sensitivity, and appreciation for unseen currents linking people. Acceptance allows connections to unfold naturally. Alignment occurs without effort, manipulation, or expectation. Like rivers converging along their natural course, energy finds its path effortlessly. Observe this flow without interference. Ask, how can I cultivate patience, openness, and respect for natural alignment? Awareness of this gentle movement fosters calm, clarity, and natural relational rhythm. Energy communicates more clearly than words. Subtle shifts in thought, emotion, or attention signal alignment. Like sunlight illuminating a quiet landscape, energy conveys meaning effortlessly. Observe shifts and ask what is being communicated and how does this deepen awareness. Awareness of energy strengthens perception, emotional clarity, and attunement to relational rhythms. Spontaneous insight arises when minds align. You may suddenly understand another's feelings, anticipate needs, or recognize subtle cues without conscious effort. These insights emerge naturally from shared attention and energy. Observe without judgment. Ask, what does this teach about presence, resonance, and subtle connection? Awareness of spontaneous understanding cultivates mindfulness, intuition, and harmony. Patience accompanies awareness. Subtle connection unfolds quietly, without force. Observing without expectation, noticing without clinging, and reflecting without judgment allows resonance to emerge naturally. Each shared thought, micro, gesture, or mirrored emotion provides an opportunity to cultivate presence, understanding, and emotional clarity. Ask, how can patience and awareness deepen the quality of connection and harmony in life? Connection between hearts often moves quietly, beyond words, gestures, or timing. It appears in subtle thoughts, shared attention, mirrored emotions, and gentle synchrony. These moments are not coincidences, but expressions of energy, presence, and alignment that naturally emerge when awareness is attuned. Observing them cultivates patience, mindfulness, and emotional clarity, allowing relationships to deepen without force or expectation. Consider the quiet signs in your own life, the fleeting glance, the shared thought, the sudden memory, or the subtle wave of emotion that hints at resonance. These are the markers of true connection, reminders that attention and energy flow naturally when hearts are aligned. By noticing, reflecting, and honoring these moments, you nurture presence, empathy, and emotional intelligence, creating harmony within and around you. Life teaches that authentic connection does not demand control. It unfolds gently when patience, stillness, and awareness guide your attention. Embrace subtlety, honor resonance, and trust the natural rhythm of energy. In doing so, You cultivate relationships that are not only meaningful, but deeply grounded in mutual understanding, respect, and quiet intimacy. Awareness becomes your compass, patience your guide, and subtle energy the bridge that links hearts across time, space, and circumstance. Ask yourself, how often do I notice the quiet currents of connection around me? How can I cultivate stillness, presence, and awareness to honor these gentle alignments? Reflecting in this way nurtures clarity, harmony, and an authentic sense of belonging, allowing connection to flourish naturally in every aspect of life.